Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be dynoing our newly acquired M3 CSL. I haven't had one of these on the dyno for a long time. When we used to put them on the dyno, it used to make around 355 to 360 horsepower. BMW actually quote this car at 355 horsepower and 273 pound-foot of torque. Now this car does feel like it's got the power it should do on the road. My butt dyno is fairly well calibrated, but there's only one way to really find out. So let's strap it onto the dyno and see what it's got. So as you can see, my butt dyno was right. The car has made 360 horsepower, which is at the top range of what I expect from a CSL on this particular brand of dyno. I think the highest I ever saw was around 365, but obviously that can depend on different days and if the car's running softer compound tires, because that can make a difference on the rollers. So I'm fairly happy with that result. The dip you see here, that's fairly characteristic of a M3 CSL, and it's made 269 foot-pound of torque, which is slightly under what BMW quote, but I'm not worried about that. The graph is actually very healthy. It's making peak power right at the end of the rev range. So overall, I'm really happy with that. The car hasn't been driven by its previous owner that much. I think they did around 500 miles in the 5 or 6 years that they owned it. It literally looked like it just came out, went for a service, got driven around a little bit, and then got tucked away. Hopefully we'll be able to drive it a little bit more than that. The other interesting thing I can show you while I'm here is a comparison against our S54 Z3M. So I can just pull that graph up. If you didn't watch that video, we'll put a link to it so you can check that out. That's the wrong one. There you go. Sorry about that. So you can see that made 323, which is quite typical of an S54, whether it's in a Z3M or a standard E46 M3. So you can see the difference in the power the CSL is making, especially at the top end, and that is from the modifications this car has from the factory with the carbon airbox, the cams, and the slight changes in the exhaust, and obviously the ECU mapping. Mods wise, we're not going to do much to the M3 CSL. I'm just planning on doing a very mild remap, which normally adds around 11 horsepower, and doing the SMG gearbox remap, which just makes it smoother. But overall, I'm really happy to say that our CSL is a healthy car, and I'm very, very glad about that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please remember to smash that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. If you want to join the conversation, please drop a comment below and we'll try our best to respond to you. If you want to watch more of this project, you can do so over here. If you want to watch what YouTube thinks you might like from our other content, you can do so over here.